Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Just woke up, so I'm going to try and get through this without yawning too terribly much. Here's number one. Oh my goodness, I know. A little bit of a rough night last night. Yeah, I guess it wasn't too terribly bad. I only had, a couple of low sugars. Gosh. Second one was pretty bad, and I finally I had gotten some little fruit snacks, a little bag of fruit snacks out of the vending machine at work, carrying that around with me yesterday just in case. I decided to bring them home, and I was just like, I was going to leave them at work, but I was like, no, I'll take them home with me just in case, and yeah, sure enough, okay. And I had eaten some. I guess it wasn't enough, and sugar went down even more. And finally, had to go downstairs because I was really low, and grabbed a cookie, and then I lay down on the sofa, and then I think I fell asleep for a few minutes or something. I'm not too sure. This is like 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And then finally got up, and excuse me, got another cookie and ate it. And I thought for sure I would have gone sky high, or at least been really high this morning. Nope. I think I just took it. I think it was like 137, something like that. So, okay, whatever. No idea anymore. Fortunately, I have the day off tomorrow. But today I'm working 2 to 11. So, it's like, okay. But at least I have the day off tomorrow. Then, excuse me. My word. Then, of course, work 3 days, and then I'm off for 3 days. Yay! Excited about that. Looking forward to it. So, but, if the storms yesterday didn't delay things, well, I got notification Sunday, I think it was, that my book had shipped. So and I checked last night when I got home. It's coming out of Illinois. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I forgot to check before I jumped up on here. That's okay, but by right, hopefully it should arrive today. So, and Rick does remember. He was the one who actually brought it up. And we're not expecting any weather today. So, and he's just like, well, we're not expecting it. I'm like, yes, please grab it. Otherwise, we're talking some serious ass kicking here. This book has been 2 years in the making. I've been waiting for it. Kidding. Oh my goodness. No, this is what I'm telling him anyway. Excuse me. No, it is something that's very personal for me. So, yeah, yesterday, it was kind of wild, because I had wound up, I don't even remember how it happened, but I wound up on my Facebook account, and there was, you know how they do those memories or whatever, and there's one that popped up for yesterday when I was in the hospital 2 years ago after being diagnosed diabetic. a whole barrage of tests and so forth being done, because I actually went there for the chest issues that I was having after having that virus that previous December, and I never really got over it. And I went there for that, and of course, I was had lost a lot of weight, seriously dehydrated, so on and so forth. And so, of course, nothing really came back for any of that, but except for, but of course, it came back that I had a 600 sugar. Yeah, I know what that means. So, nobody has to tell me. I knew exactly what it meant. I became a diabetic, in other words. So, but anyway, yeah, that video popped up, and I'm like, I couldn't help but watch it, and it was just like, wow, flood of memories and everything. So, yeah, in a way, this book is kind of tied to things that have happened to me over the last couple of years. At least, there's just so much intertwined and so forth that it's like, yeah. So, and then last night at work, too, again, it was brought up about using equipment. And that same person had no idea or anything, about it or whatever. It's just, I just knew that it was something it's coming for me, and I know where it's coming from. It's coming from Spirit, and I knew exactly when it came up last night that it was Spirit talking and saying, okay, it's time. And I'm like, I'm not ready for this. And it's like, yes, you are. It's time for you to start to face things that happened and start that healing process, especially things that happened last year. And it wasn't, like a piece of heavy machinery or anything. We were just talking a freaking step ladder, basically. It's one of the tall ones, that they use. That it's one of the short ones, but still, I just moving it around, not with the physical, just the psychological, feeling like I'm just so accident prone. I crashed my car 3 times last year because I was just so sick, and wasn't thinking straight and everything. I wound up, I can't remember what it's called, but basically it's in the wheel well. It's not the axle, but basically helps with the steering or what have you. It's a rod. I wound up bending that there at one point, probably all 3 times, and I haven't felt comfortable being behind the wheel of a car. I have driven, Rick's truck a couple times. And it wasn't just because, it's a pretty good sized truck. It wasn't just because of that. As I'm comfortable behind the wheel of any vehicle. Doesn't matter. It's just the fact of being behind the wheel of anything. Or, steering something that in my mind would be considered to be heavy equipment. I'm worried I'm going to crash again. That's what it boils down to. And I know that. So, and I realize that the shorter version of the big ladder, it's just ladder. It has no moving parts, well, except for 2 wheels, but it's the fact that, I'm, having to be moving this thing around. Am I going to hurt somebody? You know? Am I going to be hurt? Am I going to destroy something? You know? And that's where my mind is. And when she wanted me to do that last night, to move that ladder so I can straighten some things up and so forth, I just went cold. I know it makes no sense to the normal average person, but she saw it, and I'm like, okay, I'll try it. Okay, I'll try it. And I'm just like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to face this and everything. I'm going to have a breakdown. I know it. Right here in the middle of the store. It's like, oh well. Suck it up, Buttercup. Do it. So I went and asked him, how do I use this thing and so forth, at that department that had it. And she showed me, and she also helped me with moving it and so forth. It's like, okay. And the whole way that we were dragging this thing over there, it was like, I'm going to hurt somebody. I just kept thinking the whole time. I'm like, I'm going to hurt somebody. I'm trying my best to be careful, not to run into anything, knock things over, try my best to make sure I don't, hurt her and so forth. And then at one point she bumped into something, and I about nearly freaked out, even though I'm trying to be careful. And it was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's face it, I went through a lot last year, and that's what I have to face and get over it. Well, I don't want to say get over it, but I have to start facing it, start healing that process. Hi, there she is. Meow. Yeah. So, no, my manager, she saw it, and we got it situated, and I'm taking my time going up it. It's like, okay, just take your time, because I do have a tendency to fall up and down stairs too, and that's another thing that I'm worried about. And I'm like, okay, just take your time, literally one step at a time, and just, focus, clear your mind, don't rush it, and I was a nervous wreck those first few times, going up and down it. And, well, she had seen it, and she comes over, she's talking to me, she's like, look, I don't want you to be uncomfortable. I explained to her everything that happened, what I've been through the last couple of years, and I explained to her what happened last year with my car, and she was just like, wow, I had no idea. And she's like, I feel for you. I really feel for you. And she's like, if you have limitations, let me know. I will need a doctor's note or what have you, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I told her, but she's like, just let me know. And I'm like, it's not physical, it's psychological. I'm having to face this, and it's time for me to face it. I know that's what it is. The Spirit is telling me it's time to face it. So she's just like, okay, just take your time. If you can't, let me know. I'm like, all right. So, gotta give me a foot. So, but I'm facing it. It was tough. And yeah, I found myself shaking quite a few times, and quite pale. I don't know, with my face or anything, but I looked down at my hand would be like shaking and real pale. And it's like, okay, just take it slow, take it easy, okay? And I did catch myself couple times where I nearly fell or whatever. It's just, but I'm just like, stop. Slow down. Don't rush it. So I was quite proud of myself. I finished that aisle with the task. Finished it. Yep. And a couple of other things that had been bugging me. That I'm like, let's do this. All before I took my final break for the evening, too. And it's like, and I had to pee. I really need to go. But I'm like, no, you're going to finish this first. And I did it. Yes. It's like, yeah, the bitch is back. It was tough. You know, and it's something so stupid. You know, you think about it. It's something so stupid. But at the same point, you know, I remind myself, yeah, to an average person, or to your old self, yeah, it would be. But yeah, I mean, I even, you know, told her, you know, because of everything, you know, I lost friends and family and so forth. And she's like, well, you found out who your true friends and family are. I'm like, yeah, I don't have any family left now because of it. But that's okay. You know, got through it. I got through it. So, that's alright. I know, like I said, and like she said, I know who really cares about me in my life now. And that's what matters. I've surrounded myself with people now who I know really care. So, and I'll make new friends. And I am making new friends. And, you know, at least associates, we'll put it that way. Making new associates, and who knows? They might be friends afterwards. Never know. And either way, if not, you know, I'll make new friends. That's the way I look at it. So, but anyway, aside from that, yeah, weather yesterday. Interesting. After this video posted, the clouds were moving in at that point, you know, while I was recording and uploading and so forth. But yeah, it really started moving in afterwards, and it got really, really dark. I mean, really dark. But that wasn't really the thing that was concerned with. It's like, okay, yeah, dark, okay, clouds moving in, rain's moving in, okay, whatever. But the thing that was really troubling me was the calm. That eerie, I mean, to the point where it was really eerie. And I'm like, because the air was barely moving. And I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah. So, fortunately, they had let some of the windows cracked. You got to do that. If you have threats of tornadoes, it's a good idea. Even if you get rain in your house, just leave them cracked, just a little bit. I remember that from my tornado training when I was a kid, living in Michigan. And the reason why you do that, the train of thought used to be to close your windows, but when the tornado hits, it causes pressure inside the house and your windows burst. So if you leave them, they have found that if you, I've got something here that keeps poking me. They have found that if you leave your windows open just a crack, you know, doesn't have to be very much, It's just enough to help relieve the pressure in the house so your windows don't burst. So I was very happy to see that they did do that a little bit. Would you stop it? You drive me nuts with your itching. Ah. She's getting into the vet the next paycheck. No matter what, I don't care. I'm gonna get that checked out. Oh, she drives me nuts. But anywho, yeah. So yeah, I left one of my windows cracked. One that I didn't care if it got wet in here or not. I seriously doubted it if it would, and it didn't. But anyway, when those clouds were moving in, I know my brain's still trying to wake up. Hi, y'all want to see her butt? There's her butt. Goofy. Anywho. Blow on your butt? Well, you're sticking your butt in my face. Oh, I am? Yeah, you are. Well, now you're sticking your tail in my mouth. You silly. You are so silly. Yes, you are. There she is. What are you doing? Your horny spot. Now she's going to rub herself on the... What are you doing? Ow. Really? The sassy butt? Yeah, the sassy butt. Oh. It's the possum show. What are you doing? Oh, my goodness. What was that all about? Huh? Silly. That's okay. It's just Mommy's lip balm. Silly. Anyway. She's such a diva. So anyway, yeah, I was a little concerned when things got it started getting really dark, but more concerned when we had all that calm. The air was it was moving very little. But I took a look outside, just peeked out through the windows. I saw how fast the clouds were moving. I could still see that at least. I mean, and they were moving really fast. So I'm like, yeah, no, we're good. We don't have. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? I'm like, yeah, it's too fast of movement for there to be any opportunities for circulation to happen. So I felt pretty good, but I still just didn't be on the safe side in case anything changed or what have you. I went ahead. I was still keeping see that? Now you're falling. I kept my eyes and ears open just to be on the safe side. But it definitely poured. Downpoured like you would not believe. Got a little bit of hail. A little, like I'd say a little bit bigger than pea size. Yeah, just a few pieces of hail, not much. But, yeah, it poured, and I was just like, okay, I hope it's not going to be like this when I need to leave, because I had to take an Uber. I'm like, okay, yeah. And I was home alone when everything happened. But I'll admit, I was thinking to myself, okay, game plan, if at all possible, at least have something in your brain, just in case, and hopefully you'll be able to implement it. Yeah. We do have the basement, but it was mostly the babies that I was concerned about. And especially this one, because she's locked in the room. So I'm like, okay. And I didn't care. I would put myself in danger to save her. I don't care. I realize most people think, oh, she's just a cat, you know. Well, she's a life, and she's my child, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what people think. I don't have to justify myself to anybody, and I'm not going to. Unless it's absolutely necessary, like yesterday, you know. But as far as something like this is concerned, if you don't like it, there's the window right there. Go jump out it. By the way, don't hit your head on the way down. Well, then again, go ahead and hit your head on the way down. Maybe you get some sense knocked into you. So, but anyway, yeah. Yeah. So, anywho, yeah, it cleared up, and I was able to meet my Uber, get to work okay and everything. But watching the news during my lunch hour last night was quite interesting. I know they kept rambling off a bunch of place names. I had no idea where they are or anything. There was one crew that was out in the field. It was showing up on radar that there was a hook, that there was circulation, and there was a hooking pattern on the radar indicating that there actually was a twister. They were like kept pointing the camera to where it probably was. It was supposedly in this stand of trees. So, and they kept running around trying to see if they could get it, because it was on the ground for quite a while. But I don't know if they ever found it or not. I don't think that they did, because I mean they were trying to hunt for that thing for an hour. But there were reports of some tornadoes and everything. And it was interesting because they said it, and then also Rick had made a comment about it after I got off from work. We were, of course, talking about the weather and everything, and both said that it was quite weird how everything was hitting around but the cities, and it missed us. Almost completely clear, almost the whole time. A little bit of rain, but that was about it. But it missed us. So, thank you. Thank you for the positive energy. I know I sent it. I kept sending it out myself. Kept asking Spirit also, and I asked you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because I was really worried about something happening. And then I had this little one. Yeah. That would have been devastating for me. So thank you. And it's funny, he said it, and then and then I said, I know why. You know, he said, it's just weird. It's like we were being spared or something, you know. I don't remember if he actually said that or whatever. But basically, was intimating it. And I'm like, I know why. He's like, oh, because of you? I'm like, yep. Because I got asking for positive. When I did my video yesterday, I was asking for positive energy. I got it. The power of love. Especially this kind of love. So, I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah. Give me one less thing to have to worry about. So, and here she is. Yeah, there she is. All nice and comfy and cozy now. There's your footsie. See if I can. Yeah, there's her footsie. She loves it. She loves me doing this. I don't know what it is. not so much rubbing her feet, just her putting her foot, she puts her foot into my hand, and I just do this, and it's kind of like a rocking motion or whatever. It's a soothing thing for her. She has me do it all the time. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. There's so much love there. Kills me when people say, oh, they have no feelings. They don't know this and that. Yeah, you're looking at everything from egocentric standpoint. Just like women didn't have feelings either at one point. But they found out. And now it's the rest of the human race needs to realize, yes, they do have feelings. They do love us. And we need to take care of them. Just like our own children. And not constantly abandoning them. Treat them like they're an object. Even objects have energy. And you have to take care of that and respect it. Oh, the sun is out. Sun's peeking out. Yeah. But this is why. This is why I consider her to be my child. She just loves me so much. And when she looks at me, all I see is love coming right back at me. Yeah, I do. I see all kinds of love coming right back at me. And I love you too. Yes, I do. Oh, I just want to kissy that nose. I know. You think I'm torturing you with all the lovin's I give you all the time. It's like, no. I know. You know? You know? Oh. Love you so much. But anyway, I do have to get moving. I know I have, even though I don't have to be work until 1, until 2. Goodness. I'm getting myself confused. I do have to cook something this morning, and I don't know if I could get away with just eating that little bit. No, I wouldn't, because there's not much. So I got to cook this morning. I do have something that I took out of the freezer. Hopefully it's defrosted. I hope it is. And well, I could do that if push comes to shove. Ooh, I have that, but well, I could do that. I'll figure it out. I took out a package of chicken. Hopefully it's defrosted. We'll see. Took it out. Well, I took it out yesterday, but I had it in the fridge, and I took it out of the fridge, so I'm hoping that it's defrosted. And then I also have to change out my sensor today, so that's due. So I got a lot to do. But anywho, I love you guys. Thank you for the positive energy. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Love you guys. Love you.